When you hear UK use or London use in West Africa, it mostly conjures the image of affordability, quality, and a phone straight from the UK. But what if I told you this is just a clever marketing term, and the reality to this is broader than you think? All these phones might save you money. They come with hidden risks that many of these sellers won't tell you. Today, we are exposing the truth behind this massive market, uncovering where these phones really come from, and giving you a 4-step bulletproof method of how to buy smart and save your hard-earned cash from these predators. Stay tuned because ignorance in this market is a very expensive lesson, Charlie. Let's dive in. The London use or the UK use tag is just a myth in the global supply chain. This is because most of these phones, as they claim UK use, are not actually originating from the UK, even though some amount of them may originate from the UK. Some of these phones are largely from the US, Canada, Dubai, and the largest chunk of them come from China because the sheer volume of phones that are upgraded in China every year when there is a new release of phones is very massive. Imagine you are a country that has a population of about 1.5 billion. That's the situation in China, and every time a new phone is released onto the market, a lot of people upgrade their phones from the earlier version to the latest one, leaving behind a chunk of phones that no longer have users, and then these phones are being brought into our market and being tagged as UK use. Why? This is because in the West African sub-region, there is the notion that anything made or tagged made in China is deemed low quality, cheap, and sometimes fragile and even fake. So people will not really want to spend their hard-earned cash to buy a phone that is tagged China. So these sellers and market giants rather go the safer route by tagging most of these phones UK use, and this lures the customers to buying these phones with the notion they are buying a phone that comes from UK, high quality, affordable, and a reliable device, which sometimes is not the actual truth they are being told. So the next time you're buying any UK used phone or tagged UK used phone, make sure you check the condition of the phone and not the region it's being tagged to. A cheap phone can end up costing more than you bought it. This is because most of these phones labeled as UK use or London use come from deplorable state that have been refurbished to you. Buying these such phones can cost you more in the long run because most of these phones which are sold to us as UK use or London use are mostly tagged as grade A phones. But beneath that tag, these phones sometimes are actually grade C, meaning most of these phones were damaged phones. They had shattered screens, most of them were damaged, broken frames, and a whole lot of issues. But they were refurbished to look new and are being sold to you as such. Some of these phones that even might originate from the UK are stolen devices. Some are also blacklisted devices from their origin countries. Some of these phones have carrier locks on them which made them difficult to use in the West African sub-region. Some have no warranty, and even to the critical point, some of these phones were repaired with accessories that weren't originally made by Apple or the company that produced these phones, making it very vulnerable to external factors that might harm you when you are using these phones. Some people buy some of these phones and later realize they've been locked to a carrier in a foreign country. Some people buy these phones and realize they've been locked to a different user and they can't log in, and now they have to incur unexpected charges to get these phones usable again. And you see, the reason these markets are thriving is because people in this sub-region need cheap, quality, and affordable phones to buy. But the thing is, some of these companies that produce these phones don't have physical outlets in the continent, so the populace just have to resort to the second-hand market to get some of these products into their markets. Before paying for any phone tagged London use or UK use, you have to perform some crucial software and identity checks to make sure this phone is genuine and won't give you more problems than you're buying it for. Number one on the list of these checks you should do is IMEI check. Now, for an iPhone, just dial *#06# to check the IMEI of the phone. Once this number appears to you, you can copy it and visit a site like imei24.com to check if the phone is actually in Apple's system and exists before you pay any money to the seller and regret later. Beyond this, there are advanced software checks and secret codes to verify the originality of your iPhone and the component status of the phone before you pay for it. We are dedicating our next video entirely to those iPhone specific codes, so subscribe now and make sure you don't miss it. Let's move on. Also, you need to disregard the label of UK use or London use and test the phone critically. You can take your time Go about the phone by taking pictures with the camera to make sure the camera quality is as it's supposed to be. Make calls, record audios and play them back to check the audio quality and the speaker quality, and even go ahead to insert your SIM card, run data, Wi-Fi connections to make sure the phone is up to date and working as it's supposed to be. And any seller who tries to rush you through this process, Charlie, just walk away, because that phone might be a ticking time bomb for your pocket. After all the software checks have been done, you have to critically now go to the hardware. So things like the charging port, the microphone, the back glass of the phone, even the frame of the entire phone is strong and healthy. And just as I said, don't fall for any seller who is trying to rush you through this process, because this is your money you're investing into these goods, and you need to run the thorough check to make sure it's okay for you before you pay for them. Finally, you need to make sure you are purchasing your devices from reputable people. Most people I know buy their phones from online sellers, and I can't categorically tell you not to. But when buying devices as such, look for a reputable seller, transparency, and mostly, it's better to buy from someone with a physical location, because these sellers who have shop tend to give you better warranty and grace period rather than people selling it online, because you don't even know them. So how are you going to contact them if there are any problems with the device after you've purchased and if you have started using it? So you have to look smart on this market. It's ideal you buy from a seller that allows thorough testing and is available to answer your questions when you ask. Don't let the tag of London use or UK use blind you into buying something that might end up being trash. So while UK used phones offer a fantastic opportunity to own a smartphone without breaking the bank, remember your power lies in your knowledge and thorough inspection. Don't let the allure of a cheap price phone lead you to a very costly mistake. If you found this video useful so far, consider hitting the like button and share with someone considering to get a used phone. And hey, I'm curious to know, have you ever had an experience with a UK used phone, whether good or bad? Let me know in the comment section. But mind you, I made a video about the worth of the iPhone XR in 2026, which you can check out now if you are thinking about smart buying. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.